Today we're going to be working on what's called a sliding hook rig. I've fished with it for many years. Good afternoon. My name is Tom. I come to you from the Rustic log cabin in Northern Maine. Welcome to my cabin today. Get yourself a cup of coffee. Today we're going to be working on the sliding hook rig. I use it for trout fishing. I use it for salmon fishing. You could use it for anything as far as that goes. But it's for bait fishing. If you're going to be using some kind of bait, could be live bait, could be dead bait. Anything you can put on a hook you can use. I fish with big suckers for lake trout, and I fish with very small smelts for salmon fishing. So the sliding hook rig is perfect for that kind of application. I make these usually in the boat while I'm fishing, but with you guys and trying to show everything, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the camera there, I'm going to go through the motions, then I'm going to take the camera down, and then I'm going to bring it right up here on the table with me so you can see it that way. Get my stuff out here. Now I use a multiple size different hooks. Because I fish for big lake trout, I like a big hook for that. This is a size number 2. And it will also work out good for you guys. Because you'll be able to see better. Then for salmon fishing, I use a smaller one. This is a number 8. They're treble hooks. So the same deal. Like I said, I'll bring you. Now this is a regular fly tie-in vise, but you can use any kind of a vise. All you got to do is hold this hook still. If you had a small vise on a bench, it'll do the same thing. Just pinch the hook in there. That's all you want. Now for lake trout fishing, I use a 20-pound test. 20-pound test monofilament. I like to run off the length of the pole. I don't want it any longer than my pole. But normally, this right here is 6 feet. From fingertip to fingertip is your height, in case you didn't know that. And like I said, I keep all this stuff right in the boat. My boat is set up for this. So what we're going to do first of all is get this rear hook tied on first. And it's just your regular fisherman's knot. Like I said, we'll bring you in close here in a minute. Just your regular fisherman knot. You lead it through. Spin this at least 3 times. I go 5 or 6 times. Then you take the tail end and you stick it through the loop in here. Now what I do, because I don't want to burn my monofilament when I'm pulling it up tight, you hold on to the tail, give that a nice wet kiss, because when you pull monofilament against itself, if any of you fish, you'll know you burn it. Alright, cut the tail off. Now this is ready to go. So now we take another hook, same size, put it in the vise. Be careful you don't get hooked on this hook. Have it over here in the background. Bring this line through the eye of your treble hook and just pull it up through. You got that so far? Pretty simple. So you can have this hanging anywhere. Now this right here is copper wire. It's used for rebuilding an electric motor. I got this 25 years ago at a lawn sale. So I would imagine, I don't know where, I want to tell you where to go. I would imagine maybe you could get some small rolls of this at the hardware store, electrical store, some place that sells stuff for electric motors. And all it is a plain copper wire. You want it, and it's a small one. I wish I could give you more information than that, but like I said, this is 25 years old. I know I'll never use it up in my lifetime, and there's no information on it other than this is just, I'll show a close-up of it. So now you cut off about 6 inches. You've got your hook here just setting there on top. All you do now is you take this over here and you start wrapping it around that hook. You don't tie it, you don't pull it tight, you just wrap it around the hook, pinching that monofilament in there. That's all you're doing. Wrap this around, following the hook shank down. Nothing special here, just wrapping it around. Pull it up tight so it goes up against each other. And that's it. When you get down into the bobs, it starts getting a little long. So what I have here, I have a small set of dikes, so I don't ruin my fingernail clippers. I use the fingernail clippers to cut the line. So now, all you've done now is pinch this monofilament between the copper wire and the hook shank. So this rear hook, that's why it's called a sliding hook. You see how I can slide that either way? I'll show you in a minute why you want that. And up here on the other end, just make a loop. Make your regular fishing loop that you can hook to your swivel with. Nothing fancy here either. This is a very simple rig. Keep it simple. Same deal, I wet the line before I draw it up tight. Then we cut the tail off. And this is done. Now say I want to fish with a foot-long sucker. See, now I can fish with a foot-long sucker. We put this in the mouth, we put this in the bunghole. Now what I've done is I've brought up a plastic bait, just so I can show you how it's done. I don't want to waste one of my suckers. It is fishing season. So you take your bait fish and up underneath the mouth, I like to come up through the bottom jaw and out through the nose. And then that holds the fish there. Then you, without getting hooked, you pull on this until it's the length of your fish. See that? And then right around in the bunghole area, you just stick it through. And you got it. Well, you see you're going to have a little bit of a looseness here. So here what you do is you hold on to your hook again, pull the line up straight, and now you are ready to go. It works better on a regular fish, but that is ready to go. Now you hook this up to your fish pole, and then you troll this either on bottom or just under the water, however you're normally fishing. And that is ready to go. And I'm going to sit here this afternoon and make up a pile of these. So then what I do is I have almost anything I put them in. These are the old chewing tobacco canisters. I didn't chew tobacco, but I knew people that did, and they saved them for me. They make a great container to hold these in. Also, one of these will work really good. What you do is you're just going to coil it up. I slide my hooks together. I grab onto them and then I just wrap them around a couple of fingers. And now it's all by itself, ready to go. And then I stick it in a box like that. One per pocket, because you will go through quite a few of them in the course of a season. If you feel a nick in the line, change it. A nick in the line means that you're going to lose a fish if you play with one that's got a nick on it. Same thing like that hook. If you're playing a really big fish, that copper wire will get pulled out because of the teeth, especially on a salmon. If you're playing with a salmon that's 4 or 5 pounds or bigger, their teeth will play havoc with that copper that's around the front hook. So they'll pull it apart, so you'll end up changing it out for the day. But that's how that is. So this will take care of the first video on this. And now I'm going to make another video, and I'm going to do the same process, only up close and personal. So we'll take it from there. Have a sip of coffee with me, and I will see you in the next video.